Oh my God. That hurt like a butt cheek on a stick.
What a silly boy.
Y'all ready?
Yeah. Once James has his microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I was back. I was back. I've actually been ready.
You just talk like that the entire.
Oh, just like way over there.
Yeah.
Hey,
So I sound like I'm in
everyone.
a cave.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast. Your favorite podcast. We talk about your favorite boy band, Pauper. This is episode 108. I am your co-host, Cameron Schindler, joined as always by the voluptuous Thomas Gunn. What's poppin'?
Not popcorn.
Not poppin'.
Not popcorn.
We could get popcorn to pop.
We could. I've had plenty of corn for the holidays.
Have you? Is there a lot of corn, actually?
No, just like road snacks on the way back. Just like, there's only so much corn my body can handle these days.
Oh, dang. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Interesting place to start for me, I guess. No, I'm good. I'm very, very happy to be home. It was a lovely, lovely long trip.
When
up
did you
to
get
see
home?
Friday night.
Okay.
So like 3 nights ago.
I had the weekend to settle back in before going to work.
Yeah.
That's
Little
nice.
little weekend to settle in. And I have a pretty easy first half of the week too, which is nice. So
Yeah, that's nice. That is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Also joined by James Hippo Hieronymus. How you doing?
I'm vibing. We're here.
Good New Year.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Yep. Went out and hung out at an arcane workshop.
Oh yeah.
Cubed.
Did Cube. I heard that. That's
That
cool.
was fun.
Dang.
Had a good little time.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I'm itching for some cube.
We cubed. We had some people over Friday night and cubed here. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Brute was here. It was fun. Always enjoy cubing with them.
Mm-hmm.
Always hilarious.
Sunday House was here.
Yeah. Dustin was here. It was really fun.
Yeah.
So,
Solid crew.
No,
Yeah.
it was very, very fun.
That was fun.
3-0'd. So
Yeah, I saw the trophy list. Looked sick.
it was Anna's artifact cube, so it was interesting. I just drafted the cards with commander set symbols. I broke it.
Seemed to work out just fine for you.
But that's not what we're here for.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We're here to tell you about our problems. So
I got a problem with you people, and now you're going to hear about it.
no, we're gonna look at the Pauper metagame. New year, new metagame. Wow. Just check in, see where we're at, talk about the best decks. Kind of maybe how to combat those, what they're good against.
Just what's going on, what people are up to, what we're feeling going into the year. We did a lot of recapping over the last few episodes and a lot of
here we are recapping
answering
again.
y'all's questions and stuff. So here we are.
Yeah, that is true.
Let's look forward. We'll look ahead.
Well, I feel like we're looking at the now. I feel like this is as present as it
so
can
that
get.
we can look ahead. You can't look forward without assessing the now. That's important.
Should we just dive right in with do we got any housekeeping first?
Yeah, we have a number of events to bring up here. First and foremost, of course, is the Common Ground Cup coming up very, very soon, within just a few weeks, on the 31st here in Middle Tennessee, in Columbia, to be exact, at Game Night. All the information is in the show notes, and it's going to be a great time. It's our 2 to 2.5K Pauper event, depending on attendance. And it'll be a great time. We're going to stream the whole thing. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Come have your matches covered by me, Cameron, and our friend Tristan.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Thomas is going to make sure our production is exquisite.
I'll be
you and Kyle
behind the scenes.
You and Kyle are going to make things beautiful.
We will crush it.
All that
I'm
good
excited.
jazz.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I got a suit to wear. I wore it, so I know it
Ooh.
fits better than ever.
Nice.
So we'll be looking nice and snappy.
I'm going to order a new vest, because apparently that's the thing I do now.
Yeah.
Just wear a new vest
Different
for every
vest
one of
every
these.
time. Yeah, nice. Another couple things real quick to shout out from Drew in Discord this coming Saturday, the 10th, at Gamers Wharf in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They've got a little win-a-box event, and they're hoping to bring a bunch of folks out there. Also, this coming weekend at SCGCon Atlanta, there are 2 Pauper events for you to play down there. There's one on Friday and one on Sunday. So if you're in the Atlanta area or you're driving down to the SCGCon, maybe some of your friends are playing or you're playing the main event and you want something else to do on one of the other days, go give them a try. Let's keep showing these larger companies like SCG and NRG that where Pauper people are willing to show up and play these events.
Are they advertised as like a 1K or anything?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay,
I think they are advertised as 1Ks.
Austin
as
was
opposed to
wanting
like the 3-rounders or whatever.
Austin was wanting me to hike down with Atlanta to him this weekend if we get our job done in time. So I was debating that, but
cool.
I also feel like a trash can right now, so I don't want to go.
I'm with you in trash can zone to an extent.
Not sick, just ain't feeling it, man.
Yesterday I woke up and I was just like, oh, God, I want to go to this Winnabox. I don't want to try this. I
don't want to go.
No, I get that. My finger.
I totally
hurts,
didn't try that far.
I jacked up my sleep schedule. I freaking cut my finger open at 2 a.m. Saturday morning, and then waited till urgent care opened at 8 a.m. to get stitches. So I don't know. Just was not in the mood to drive to Columbia either.
I get you.
It just jacked up my sleep schedule too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just completely.
Yeah.
I think I slept like an hour that day, then took a nap. Then we got dinner, and then went back to bed till like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Then was up till like 4 a.m. So just jacked up my sleeping schedule.
Man, poor buddy.
No, we good.
Only other thing that I do want to call out is member of Discord Luke has started a league in North Carolina. If you're in the North Carolina area, specifically
Greensboro,
yes, at Dragon's Horde in Greensboro, they're going to be running an event, one event a month from January through June, and all the dates will be in the description available. And the they're running it like a league, but it's basically like a win-a-box once a month, but keeping league standings. And the grand prize at the end of it all is going to be a travel stipend and entry into the 4th Common Ground Cup coming up later this summer.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's super sick.
you can check out all the information.
Luke's a super cool dude. We met him in Indy. Was it Indy we went to? Where the Pauper thing was? We met him in Indy. I always get him and confused, but we met him in Indy. He was really, really cool.
Awesome sauce.
He's one of the people that top aided that as well.
Oh yeah.
So.
Awesome. So yeah, go check out the Dragon's Horde in Greensboro, North Carolina. They're calling it the Piedmont Pauper League. All the information is in the description. If you're in North Carolina, we'll see who wins the league. Yeah. We'll see them at the 4th Common Ground Cup. Piedmont. Piedmont. Yeah. Lots of Pauper to be played.
Heck yeah. Speaking of Pauper, shall we just dive right into, I think, the 2 boogeymen of the format, the Mono Blue Terror deck and these dang madness decks running around. So Mono Blue Terror has been going strong and has been it just kind of hasn't stopped. There's been some
last year and a half.
It's kind of interesting. There has been some innovation or debating around Delver Secrets. So not every list is running for Delver Secrets. They're opting out on those and playing higher copies of Murmuring Mystic and a full set of 4 spikes instead of the Delver Secrets. And I know our friend Brew is really big into that list. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm still on Delvers. I still prefer the fast start, having that option. There are definitely games and matchups where the Delvers don't look as good as they could, especially in like a Lava Dart format. They can be kind of risky.
That's true.
Yeah, my general approach there is like on the draw, I'm certainly not keeping my Delvers in. On the play, it depends for me, but depends on how much I really want to hold open Hydroblast at all times. So
and see, it's like you don't want to Hydroblast a Lava Dart, and then Madness is one of those decks that their turn 1 play is either Voldaren Epicure or nothing. So they'd be happy Lava Darting your Delver Secrets, and post board from they should be cutting for Voldaren Epicures for Fiery Tempers against Mono Blue anyway. So like their only turn 1 play is to Lava Dart your Delver or Bolt Face.
Or fake the saluting, put 2 snackers in the bin.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Or just hold up Pyroblast.
Would you Hydroblast? What would you Hydroblast there?
What do you mean?
Like hold up Hydroblast for
on turn 1?
Yeah.
Anything.
I
mostly
would say
anything.
Terror.
The Pyroblast?
Yeah.
Oh, if you're Pyroblast. I thought you said if you were Hydroblast.
My bad. I always get them. They get mixed up in my head. I'm sure that was not confusing for everybody at all.
No, clearly not at all. I think you're right in that way. Then I think you're probably saving them for the terrors and other important counter spells when you're trying to either to protect your stuff that you want to push through or to take out the terrors on the stack.
And I guess back to the Delver thing. It makes sense there. Some lists are cutting them if that's more your play style because from what I've heard, you sideboard them out against Writhing Chrysalis decks, against Refurbished Familiar decks, because they're happy to trade into that. That's just a great 2-for-1. Glenhawk or Core Skyfisher decks, because they just gum up the air, and it's just, like you said, Lava Dart. So that's just a lot of decks you're taking them out against. And if you're taking them out in all these matchups, it's, well, what does a deck look like if I just don't even play them and I focus on force spiking whatever the hell they play first? Just, no, get that out of here.
I think that's totally fine. One of the big appeals to me of the deck is that the entire sideboard is just 1 mana spells, so it remains super efficient in whatever configuration you want it to be in from matchup to matchup. And when you're cutting the Delvers, you are replacing them with 1 mana spells, so you're not losing that sort of like efficiency slot in your curve necessarily, depending on, you know, when you want to cast your 1 mana spell or not. With Delver being better earlier versus later, usually. I think it's fine either way, because I think Delvers were still really good in the matchups it is good against. Like, I played some matches against Scintillus yesterday where he was playing Spy, I was playing Terror, and I didn't need a ton of interaction outside of just clocking in with a couple Delver of Secrets that got flipped early, and I maybe got like 1 counterspell off on something that didn't super matter at the end of the day, but it was enough to, you know, throw off his tempo and then forced him to play Mesmeric Fiend, and I didn't really care about the Terror in hand because I was going to clock in with Delvers anyway, and you know, so they are definitely relevant where they're like it gives you an extra speed against the combo matchups.
Anything you have to raise to, it's nice.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out this matchup, or a specific matchup, Mono Blue Terror. I was playing against it maybe 4 games with Fairies, and it was our friend Brute playing Mono Blue Terror, and I would say he's a Mono Blue Terror aficionado now. Just jams that deck all the time.
Mono Blue main.
I was playing Mono Blue Fae, and I remember this matchup being closer 50-50, and there's a lot of play to it. Matchups can go either way, and it was only 4 games, so it's not a huge sample size, but I think we played 2 pre-board games, maybe 2 post-board games, and during these games, I had no clue how I could have won any of them. I was just getting crap beat in from the Terror side. By Terror. So I was playing Fae, like I said, and I would get a fast start, get some face down, maybe even draw 2 or 3 cards of ninjas, and I would fight over a couple Terrors, and then a Murmuring Mystic would get slammed, and then it was just game over. I'm like, okay, I can't be doing that. I need to counter the Murmuring Mystic specifically. But the problem with that is if you let them resolve 2 Terrors, that's a fast clock. You only have so many turns you can chump block those. Because as soon as they play the Terrors, your ninjas can't get any more for that turn. And then you can just get in with your 4 or 5 from phase. And hopefully you can try to end the game from there. But once they start swinging 10 back at you, the clock starts ticking pretty quick.
Ideally, they won't be swinging because their creatures will be bound by buying the monsters.
Yeah. And I mean, you pay that word too. I'm going to get Spell Pierce, and you're just like, Deal. He was just good at.
And you play that Spell Stutter.
I know. He was just good at I was always that's what Terror does. I was always a counter spell or a mana short.
It's interesting.
So I would try fighting Murmuring Mystics. I fought over one. Got countered. Next turn, he plays another one and had Dispel or backup for the counter spell or something. And not to mention the CMC of 7 for the snakes and 4. It's not easy to get spellsters.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Yeah,
that one's tough. I think Fairies mains, from what I hear, they think the Terror matchup is easy, which I have found it to be generally favored for Fairies, but closer than easy.
I think it's just a play. I think it's skill of the pilot, honestly, more than anything.
Yeah,
it could have just been how the draws broke or how the game broke. I was getting
small sample size.
Yeah, it varied, and I was just getting demolished.
Yeah. And Bird knows what he's doing. When you're, as someone who also plays a lot of Terror, when you play against Fairies, you have to do things, and you have to kind of work around so many things. I mean, any deck playing against Fairies has to interact like this, but you have to work around so many different things that knowing that if you get too many things wrong in a row, it's all going to fall apart. It's Brute very much is someone, or anyone with as much experience with a single deck has this experience where Brutus played against fairies a ton, so he knows exactly what he's trying to navigate around and the positions he can't let himself get into. So I think that could also be something going for it, where maybe he has more experience of Terror v Fae than you do of just Fae v Terror. It could just come down to something like that, you know?
Yeah, and there were good matches too, because I feel like I've learned a lot like from like that small sample size too. There was a couple points where he's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to counterspell this or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think so. It was about counterspelling like one of the 1/1s maybe. I'm like, I don't think you like fight over these because it's pretty early in the game. And if you're just banking on me not having any more.
The deck's full of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to have more.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to have more at some point. So like, and so it was fun games. And there was a spot where I knew he had like a mental note in hand, and I like pass a turn to him and he just like untaps draws, and I'm like, why don't you mental note on my instep? And he told me, he's just, why? And I'm like, well, if you don't cast it, it's just basically it's just a non-existent card in your hand. Like any card is better than the non-existent card. And he's like, yeah, but it clears this brainstorm I just drew. And I'm like, well, fair. You know? So like, I don't know if that's like correct. Like, do you always like, you hold the mental note as long as you can, so you can take advantage of it more, like once your graveyard's already filled for terrors? And
I think you just let it fill once, don't need to worry about it again.
Yeah.
And then you can just hold until further notice.
It depends on if you can afford to mill the cards you need or not. Like if you need more snakes, you do not want to risk blind mental noting snakes into the bin, because then they're just gone.
I've seen it happen so many times.
Also, if you need them now, you also can't afford just to not be -1 card for no reason. Too.
Yeah. In some contexts, you will just be like, I need to hit it here. But I think generally, if you're in a spot of parity or if you're ahead, I've been being a lot more patient with my mental notes and thought scours, and it has paid off in a big way. In fact, just like, I can't believe I'm gonna say this on the air. I was maybe like, it was maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, I finally learned that, Thoughtscour and Mental Note get a lot better when you brainstorm first and set them up to always mill 2 spells, huh? Yeah. It's almost like that's part of the original design of the deck, you know?
Yeah.
Were you just
crazy.
Were you just fire them off?
Yeah. Yeah,
you were not telling me I'm the first one here to just like discover that the brainstorm plus mental note is good.
I was very rarely stacking with brainstorm and then mental noting. Yeah. But I've been doing that a lot more now and having a lot more success with the deck, and I've done well with the deck.
You get in spots where you just want to turbo cast your instant sorceries too.
Yeah, especially in the Murmuring Mystic version, where it's just like, just make some birds.
Yeah. Or I just need a mill crap to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's one more point too. If you're not playing the Delver Secrets version and you're like on 3 Murmuring Mystic, it's where I don't know the exact number they play, but you are like you're more likely to be playing more instant sorceries to hit off your thought scours and mental notes and
a couple more
trigger your Murmuring Mystics. But this list I'm looking at plays 4 Delvers and 2 Murmuring Mystics, so that's interesting. There you go, a
little hybrid version.
And 2 Force Spikes.
Still one of the best, if not the best deck in the format. It has game against everything. As long as you get ahead, like stick your foot out there, get to a spot where you can get just a little ahead and hold on to it, it can run away with the game.
There's just those turns where it'll happen fast. It can happen as early as like turn 3 where they have like a brainstorm and then a thought scour or a mental note and a Lorien reveal. Then that turn 3 comes around, they're just
snake, hold up, dispel.
It's hard. It's like, man, that's so much pressure already, and that's a clock immediately, and they untap with those, and then they just have all the options, all the cantrips to draw them counter spells to hold up, or even more snacks. And just one of those decks when they're ahead, it just snowballs to a point where it's very hard to catch up with. Like, you need the Cart Clan Shaman and Toxinalysis, and that's 2 cards you need to resolve against that deck, you know? So it's tricky. I remember one of our league nights, I was playing Naya Gates, and Jacob was playing Terror, and there was a turn where they just slammed 4 snakes, and I think it might have been like turn 4 and like 4 snakes or something. I'm like, oh, yep, can't do much against that. And I definitely lost that game.
That's 20.
20 power for 4 mana.
Or it might have been 3. I think it was like 2 Cryptic Serpent and 2 Flying Terrors. Yeah.
That's 16.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Still. And I was just chumping. I'm like, if I'm never getting ahead, I'm just chumping every turn. I'm never going to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not win that game.
No.
So,
yeah.
There you go.
Terror's still very powerful.
And just a deck that can eat, why can't I think of the word? Like a relic pretty well, too.
Yeah.
It can force you to pop the relic. I like forcing to pop the relic.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2 turns, they got their graveyard filled up again.
Yeah.
Because they maybe in 2 more turns, it's turn 3 and 4. And yeah. So, like, the relic's nice, obviously. You bring it in if you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you will win games because you stranded some terrors in their hand and they don't have a good way to make you pop it or whatever. But, yeah, it can eat 1 relic. 2 relics is pretty hard, but... And there's another good reason for Remembering Mystic is gets around the relic, you know?
Yeah, it does not care about the graveyard plan for the most part.
No.
Unless you're chaining a bunch of Sleep of the Deads out of the yard, but that's a different thing and very mana intensive. Cool.
All right. These 2 Madness decks.
Yeah. I want to start with Mono Red Madness because I think it is still the best of the 2. With there's some bubblings happening like literally within the last week-ish.
I still think it's
but
got the oops I win button.
Oh yeah.
That's
huge way.
That's the thing about that one. It's just with the oops I win button. The Madness version doesn't have quite that.
The Rakdos version?
The Rakdos version doesn't have quite the I win button that this one does.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that.
It could be that the Rakdos version is better.
It's better in the
head-to-head.
It's better in the pseudo mirror.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to bring up for sure, is that might be why we're seeing a little bit more Rakdos Madness pop its head up in some results over the last week or 2 on Magic Online at least. Where in the head-to-head, because it has all the extra life gain from Vampire's Kiss and Alms of the Vein, Kitchen Imp is a pretty good clock. 2 toughness, it comes up in a big way against the Lava Dart deck. It has some things going for it, certainly in the mirror.
I like it.
I like it too.
Wabi Sabi.
Both decks are really cool. I am partial to the Mono Red list because it plays Fire Blast. Because it plays 0 mana Wheel of Fortune. But yeah, I think the community consensus is that if you had to pick one, I think that most people would put Mono Red Madness as the best deck between that and Terror. It's still very, very close. And I think part of it that's interesting is that they each get to play the best sideboard card against the other. So they're very perfectly set up to be this like 1-2 punch at the top of the metagame.
Makes sense.
Because they have the best cards against each other outside of Weather the Storm against like the Madness decks, because although the burn players can play around Weather the Storm, but Weather the Storm is still an absolute house.
And we've seen like even like the Pauper Again finals, like the Mono Red Madness deck just killed them from 30 something. It's not the deck's damage output's crazy.
The Familiars player played 11 God Pharaoh's Faithful across the 3 games in that match, and Mono Red Madness still won.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
Very efficient deck, and we didn't really talk about both decks are playing Sneaky Snacker, and that can be a big part. You like you mentioned earlier, like a turn 1 play can be Faithless Looting. I'm playing this deck in League. I kept like looting and a Sneaky Snacker, then drew a second Sneaky Snacker off of looting, and I'm like, we're cooking.
I had my first triple snacker on 2. Yesterday against full into practice games.
Triple snacker.
Yeah, turn 1 Faithless Looting, discard 2 snackers, untap, draw 3rd snacker to pitch to Highway Robbery, get them all back.
That's really sick.
He was like, huh, and I was like, yeah, this is Sneaky Snacker. Because full hasn't played much recently. So I was like, yeah, dude, get ready.
Powerful card, and just there's a game I was playing where it revolved around Sneaky Snacker. Just me having 3 Sneaky Snackers. My opponent was Brood again, actually. Was playing the blue-black Sneaky Snacker Terror deck. And just being able to, I would dart their Sneaky Snacker. and getting there for 2, or I'm just like, I don't care. I'll trade if you're a sneaky snacker and then immediately get mine back.
Yeah, you'll get yours back a little sooner. And
highway robbery against counterspell matchups is so nice.
Cool.
Because you're not pressured. And with highway robbery, you don't have to discard as part of the cast. It's as resolution. So and you only play the one madness spell, and then sneaky snacker are the only cards you're really happy about pitching, even if your card gets counterspell. Like everything else, you kind of want your spell to resolve. So
I also just like that you can just plot it, which not only plays around counter magic, but then continues to set up for the
gutter
just
snipes
go off turns with gutter snipes and stuff. So,
and it's really freeing when you play against a deck with like 0 removal or very minuscule removal. And like playing against elves, you're just like, yeah, I'll play a Keswick on turn 2 and I'll play a gutter snipe on turn 3.
Yep.
And I haven't dealt you any damage yet, and it's turn 4 and I'm going to kill you.
Yep.
So those are pretty fun turns or games with that.
The madness decks they're very, very strong, very powerful. Like if you have any ambition of winning a tournament in Pauper these days, you have to be prepared for these 2 decks.
Yeah, big time agreed. And I haven't really played much against the 2 decks against each other.
It's very, very fun. I think that matchup is very fun from both sides. I've played both sides quite a bit. And it's very much of course, it's Hydroblast versus Pyroblast. So some of it comes down to like, were you playing 6 or 7 or 8 copies in your board? So who has like a little bit more than the other? But it also comes down to what are you going to use your blast on? Whereas the mono blue deck, there's some... figuring out when you need to I think early you want to target the draw 2s, and then as they get to a point where they could resolve a gutter snipe, you gotta save it for the gutter snipe, because you can also like spell pierce, or if you want to bring in envelop, if you're playing envelop, you could to counter draw 2s. It's probably fine against mono red madness. Like it hits faithless looting, grab the prize, highway robbery, if they have like a random chain lightning, things like that. But for the most part, I think you're going to save your envelope for like dread return decks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Figuring out from the terror side, on the other side of things, how much of a, I'm usually, like I said earlier, I'm usually trimming my Delvers because they're just going to die. And that's not the game you're playing. You want to be a control deck until you can slam snakes and turn the corner.
Yeah. You can't let a gutter snipe resolve.
Right. You can't let a gutter snipe resolve. You got to counter draw 2s as much as you can, but sometimes you can let them through. And then as the red deck, you get to like kind of sit back and just, I'll just plot a highway robbery. But that risks then the terror player like, okay, then I don't need to counterspell your 2-drop. I'll like brainstorm mental note and then pass with mana again, or
play a terror and have like
and
2 hydroblasts.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, like that's the ideal pattern, I think, for terror. And in that way, from my experience, I have had better luck as the terror player in the matchup. Probably also because I have a lot of experience playing the burn deck, and so I can kind of put myself in their seat and like, all right, what are they really trying to resolve? How would I play this if I were in their seat? Because generally I like the blue matchups whenever I play a red deck. Not only do you have Pyroblast or Red Elemental Blast on your board, but I think that any deck that cannot naturally gain life, you have the inevitability if you play well. Like you can play that game. If you find openings to go for stuff sooner, great. But if you play against a deck that has no natural way to gain life, like blue decks, blue-red decks, etc., but it's basically just those 2, because the other colors give you access to life gain. I think the inevitability factor plays a lot there from the burn side too. So a lot of thoughts, but
the burn deck is definitely. I like what you said about, if you plot the highway robbery, they're free to brainstorm and thought scour and it's up for terror there. But so you're kind of pressured into doing something on turn 2, whether that's drawing off highway robbery, just casting highway robbery, trying to pitch a sneaky snacker. Like that's a good play on turn 2, or like casting flame breather. And so you're really pressured to make terror react to what you're doing. But that's really tough against a force spike deck when your turn 2 is important. If you're just trying to, like a deck that doesn't play removal a whole lot, like just a couple of Demon Furiers or maybe if that.
Right.
So if you're casting Keswick Flame Breather on turn 2 and they have like the force spike and a mental note, or that can be really hard.
Yeah. Playing around force spike is definitely something to take in consideration if you've seen them in game one.
But I think you do jam.
Mystics, but
you make them have it. It's like
yeah, you do have to like make plays and try and jockey for position for sure.
Your first spell, your important spells will get countered. Like your draw twos will get countered at some point. Your
they have
Flame Breather will get countered.
They have 1 mana counter anything in your deck.
Yeah, so
exactly. But so do you. So like
exactly. So maybe you can put up in a position where it's like turn 2, I'm just going to try to play this pitch draw spell, and if they counter that next turn, turn 3 I can cast a Flame Breather and hold up a Pyroblast and try to back, or vice versa, whatever you feel is more important.
Yeah, you basically want to leave up Pyro or Hydroblast at almost any point, as if you can afford to,
which is hard on turn 2.
Which is hard on turn 2 sometimes
from the red deck at least.
And I know you like trimming Voldaren Epicure quite a bit. I think they get better in these sort of counterspell matchups because the blood tokens can help you get sneaky snackers out of the yard without needing to cast spells.
I was just wait, you're telling me blood token's good?
Yeah. I was just.
I'm not denying it's good.
Yeah. It's not the most powerful.
It's just not the most powerful artifact in the format. I think that goes to Dross Forge Braid.
But Dross Forge Braid. I was just kind of copying what the winner of Pauper again said to do against Mono Blue Terror. They cut 4 Vulnerable Epicures, 4 Fiery Tempers, and
okay.
And cool. I thought to myself, well, they won this ginormous tournament.
Yeah, they do know what they're talking about.
Yesterday I was playing the Mono Red Madness deck. I cut all my Tempers against you too. So they don't feel like they do anything.
Because they get clunky.
They're the least efficient spell in your deck.
They need the most setup.
Yeah, they most help. Like that's part of the reason you're playing the Madness decks. That's the card.
Right.
that and Snacker, but I think Snackers have higher ceilings, so you keep them in.
It's not a Madness card. The card does not have the word madness on it. I was talking about the deck madness.
Oh, my bad. I thought you meant madness.
No.
It's only actual
madness, like
card.
the actual spell mechanic. I was like,
okay, cool.
Yeah. I was like, Fiery Temper doesn't it's not cutting it post board.
When you said madness, I pictured.
Oh, sorry, like the whole
card that fits in the madness.
Oh no, sorry, I meant madness is like the actual factual mechanic itself. My bad.
But Fiery Temper and Sneaky Snacker are the 2 things you want to discard. Those are your quote unquote madness spells.
Yeah.
So. Like cutting the most clunky one kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But even if Spellstar Sprite, lols.
Sneaky Snacker?
Sneaky Snacker can be clunky. It has the highest ceiling. I think that's why you keep it that. And looting is really good together.
Also, just like it blocks Delvers.
Exactly. So, you play 1,000,000 draw 2. Or 8 of these draw 2 effects. So having something efficient to pitch to it's still nice. Because Temper, you need the extra mana to cast it. Then you're okay like pitching darts because it does something in your graveyard, but that is
I discard dart. I discard dart to stuff all the time.
But it is one less spell cast on when you're doing things. So
that's okay though.
Yeah, those are those.
You got better spells to cast.
We talked about those 2 decks. I guess the probably still like in tier 1, but not as popular decks. John Wildfires is still hanging around. We see this pop up in top 8 this year. We had the inclusion of Gixian Infiltrator.
I like that. I like the include.
Me and Zach were talking on the phone yesterday, and it was kind of funny where he said we were talking about that weird fog deck with like the main deck Duresses and 2 Stream of Thoughts that won a challenge a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
I didn't actually look at that, but I saw you guys pass it around.
We were talking about that. It was really funny that usually when a weird deck, like this Dredge deck that won the Super Qualifier, or like this John Wildfire's deck when they whoever won that first challenge with Gixian Infiltrators, it was like a Friday challenge, and that Saturday and Sunday challenge.
It was just everywhere.
Yeah, it was. You just saw Gixian Infiltrator in the top 16s, and we were just on like, you will never see that with Fog. Like Fog will win a challenge, and you will not see it the next few days.
Nobody wants to try.
No,
nobody wants to try this. I made this cool thing, guys.
Nobody wants to try it. You have this Wildfires deck. It's just doing Wildfire things. You want to turn 2 Wildfire as a bridge, ramp you up there. You're a Cart Clan Shaman Tox Analysis deck, so you have really good matchups against these creature decks like Elves, honestly, Walls combo, Wall Spy or whatever. If you can kill all their creatures, they have nothing to dread return, and you take all their mana sources out. You don't really care if they have all 4 of their lands in play. Can't do anything. And you're a Writhing Crystals deck, and turns out that card is just okay.
The card's pretty good.
Honestly,
it might be the One Ring of Pauper.
Might be the One Ring of Pauper. Not No, and we're familiar with this deck too. Just another really efficient card. The deck itself,
It's just good cards.
It is just good cards. It doesn't play a ton of removal. It plays 4 cast down for the most part, and that's your removal.
Like
suite.
sometimes people play a couple Galvanic Blasts.
Yeah,
and, maybe Snuff Outs sometimes, but Snuff Out stocks have gone down a little bit.
They have, and
Just in a madness world, it's tough to.
But you're trying to really
Snuff Out.
get your 4-for-1s or 3-for-1s in this Clan Shaman and Toxin Analysis shell. And there'll be periods of time in the meta where we'll see less main decks of those and more main deck duress. But right now we seem to be in a spot where people are high on Clan Shamans and have the duresses for the sideboard, which makes sense. You can gain some life against. Try to put Madness in an awkward spot. Try to kill some terrors with it if you can resolve it. That's always a challenge in itself, but fun deck to play. You played this
You played it very recently.
The Jund deck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the deck, I mean, it's a bunch of good cards. Like, I don't know, like, there's not a whole lot to be said. It's just a conglomeration of all the best cards, the mana values that they're at. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it is very
It's literally it's all what it's just,
isn't it?
It's just the Jund. I couldn't imagine a more Jundy deck.
Yeah.
If there were one, this is the grindiest Jund deck I've ever seen.
Maybe one with Bloodbraid Elf in it. It would be nice.
Lord, get out of the way, everyone. Get out of the way.
Ooh, imagine that in Pauper.
Oh, no, thank you.
Bloodbraid Elf from the Pulse.
I'm good.
Oh,
oh yeah, as good as that would be, I'm good. I think we need that.
I would like to see some sort of Cascade thing pop off at some point. I think that would be cool.
We have a Cascade deck, technically. It's
really?
Yeah, there's a real Cascade deck.
Girl.
No.
Or like Pawns.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about like a combo with.
Okay, you'll have to show this to me.
It's just a reanimator deck.
Seen it.
It's just Violent Outburst. You dread your mill over until you hit Exhume.
Oh, and you just play a bunch of cyclers. Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's just like
this is living.
It's just bad living.
It's just bad living.
It's like terrible.
It's cool,
living.
but it's like cool. I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You turn 3, play to roll. Okay, I'll cast down that on your end step. Or
I didn't say this was good.
Yeah.
I didn't say this was good.
Look, I'll get my troll back too. Thanks, man.
So I'm gonna untap. I'm gonna play Battleship Spray. I'm gonna target myself.
Whoa, Lotleth Giant. Oh yeah. Oh, look, another Exhume. That's cool. That's cool, but sadly, I don't think it's very good.
Shall we?
Okay, maybe I'll get the brewing brain back on.
Shall we talk about the spy deck?
Yeah, we can talk about the spy deck. I think these are like your top 4. I've been saying this a lot. I think you could lump Grixis Affinity in with Jund Wildfire too for like black red X mid-range piles that are slow and just have a lot of good cards.
Yeah, agree. Especially with and we talked about before that Black Rage's mod just gave this Grixis Affinity deck a great access to win the game and actually close it. It could just spin its wheels a ton, and if a deck was good at dealing with the Mirror Enforcer problem or gumming up Mirror Enforcers like Writhing Chrysalis decks, these Black Mage's Rods gives you another way to win the game. You cast your spells, you get them down to 10, you play your makeshift munitions, and you just kill them.
You find a way. And it's a refurbished familiar deck. It's a Clan Shaman Toxin Analysis deck.
So pick your flavor of what you
I think if you actually expect to play in a field more of mono red, I think you should play Grixis over Wildfire.
Jund.
Yeah, I do think so. You have main deck. The biggest reason for me is you have main deck Reckoner's Bargain. That is huge game.
Yeah, sacking your Mirror Enforcer to gain 7 is
the Mirror Enforcer sack is huge on that. You can
even refurbished familiar.
Yeah, like you're still a deck that can close the game like on a reasonable rate.
Yeah.
Like you're not like super slow. I mean, you're just as slow as the Jund deck basically, but like you're not super slow.
You also get access to Hydroblast being a blue deck, which is huge for that matchup.
And post-board Luffy has gotten into the point where it's
like 5 or 6 of each blast. I think
5 or 6 of each blast. Also playing like Unexpected Fangs as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's that. As another option. So I think this is a choice that's been around for a while. I mean, there's no reason for it to go anywhere.
Yeah,
it's just the fairest pile. It's just a really fair pile of cards. Like I don't know, they're all good.
Yeah, yeah. But the spy deck,
the spy deck, And if your last name or if your name rhymes with Impala, then you probably play Grixis. Luffy, damage.
Luffy, Chapeau. I've been told it might be Luffy.
It is.
Luffy.
Yeah, we found this out of
One Piece. Well, we can't. We're committed.
Luffy,
we're
committed
to the bit.
Does that rhyme with Impala?
Sure.
Okay.
It's your world. We're just living in it.
This spy deck. Some are playing 4 lands, some are playing 5 lands.
Huh. I feel like I've heard you say that every episode for like 4 weeks.
This is really weird. I just looked up these leagues. This list is playing 4 lands. 0 petals. This list is playing 5 lands with 2 petals. Usually
there's still no real
there isn't.
Yeah, consensus. Scintillus' list that he let Dan give a test run to, which Dan really enjoyed playing the spy deck, which I thought was very cool. That list is running like Elves of Deep Shadow, no Quirion Rangers, just like your kind of stock stuff, a full 4 Avenging Hunters, which I think is also becoming stock these days, just as another good
no
backup
Tinder Walls.
plan. Yeah, no Tinder Walls. Like there are a ton of different options.
Those 1-drops between you usually see some number of Sorelli Caretakers. That's like usually the consistent
03
one. Yep.
Defender. Yeah.
And then it's just a madhouse of, are they playing any copies of Elves of Deep Shadow, Quirion Ranger, and
Priest of Titania?
Not Priest, but what's the other 1-drop?
There are lists that are playing Priest, though.
Yeah, but those are the Elf Spy.
The other one, just Elvish Mystic? Or Llanowar Elves or whatever?
What's the other 1-drop we just said?
Quirion Ranger?
You said...
Ceruli Caretaker?
Yeah.
Elves of Deep Shadow?
Elves of Deep Shadow. Tinderwall. There we go.
Tinderwall. Oh, yeah.
So it's a madhouse.
That's if you want to go super fast.
Yeah.
Sorelli Caretaker is usually the consistent one, and then Quirion Ranger, Tinderwall, and
Elves of Deep Shadow.
Are the other mix of 1-drops. So this 5-land list I'm looking at, the only 1-drops playing is Sorelli Caretaker, which is kind of weird because usually the 5-land versions are playing some number of Elves of Deep Shadow. So it's really, if you want to play this deck, try it all out. Play a bunch of it.
There's a bunch of different ways to go about it.
As long as you play the land grants and like the land grants, Generous End, Sagu Wildling.
Yeah. Don't forget
Gatecreeper Vine.
Don't forget your Lot Lift Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the goal of this deck, I guess, maybe it's someone's first episode every time.
It's true.
And so if you're not familiar with this deck, is you play 4 or 5 lands. As Thomas mentioned, you play these ways to get these lands out of your deck and into your hand, like Land Grant, Sagu Wildling, Generous, and whatever. So a bunch of fake mana sources that aren't actually lands. Once you have all the lands out of your deck, you can cast Ballasted Spy, and then you reveal cards from top of your library into a reveal land, and you mill everything else. So you mill your entire deck, including Lotlif Giant and Dread Return. And Dread Return has flashback, sacrifice 3 creatures, and you should have 3 creatures in play when you do this, between Spy and all the 1-drops you're playing, and your things that get lands, like Gatecreeper Vine. So,
and all the draw spells are great.
Reanimate your Lotlith Giant and dome your opponent.
Really fun deck because you just get to the spot where you can play this really good mid-range game where the only thing they want to counter is your Dread Returns, but you're pressuring them with just creatures like Generous Ents or Sagu Wildlings, and not to mention
Avenging Hunter.
The list they're playing, that's the big one. They're playing
that early. Like you can do that as early as turn 3.
And then they're just sitting there, do I counter this? Like if I counter this, are they going to kill me next turn if this is my 1 counter spell? Are they just going to go, okay, you counter that, next turn Mesmeric Fiend you, and then, oh, look, you have 1 more counter spell? Not anymore. Then just jam the Spy.
You play Masked Vandals to get the artifact graveyard hate out of the way first before you want to go for it. Like it's got a lot of axes to play on. And I find it a very fun deck to navigate against because like you're on the clock. Like you have to play as if they have it and can go for it in most spots.
Yeah.
And then the only awkwardness that I've seen is there are a number of games where the spy deck is not doing a ton of interest. It's just a bunch of mana dorks, didn't get any of the big guys out, and is just sitting there waiting for a spy.
And that's like the same problem as any green. You can say Ponza has this problem. Elves can have this problem where you get all the efficient mana ramp
and nothing to do with it.
Maybe they foiled your first couple threats, and you're just like, well, now I'm just top decking.
Yeah.
But that's why you get to play 4 Lead the Stampedes, 4 Winding Ways, so you can get these 2 mana draw 4s or 3 mana draw 5s, essentially. And they hit hard when you only have 4 or 5 lands in your deck. And they very often draw you 3 to 5 cards, which is
very
Super
easily.
sick.
Fun trick with Lead the Stampede that Scintillas taught me yesterday and taught Dan. Lead the Stampede is worded where you look at the top 5 cards and then reveal any number of creature cards, so you don't have to reveal all the creature cards in those 5 in case you hit a Lotleth Giant. So you can keep the Lotleth Giant in your deck instead of having to put it in your hand.
That's cool.
That was a neat trick that I learned. I didn't know you could do
the deck
that.
can just cast Lotleth Giant with kind of ease,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Some spots. And you get in fun spots, too, where you can cast a Dread Return and they're forced to counter it, and you're like, okay, flashback it. That's super sick.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Really cool. Like we have these 4 very distinct pillars of aggro / burn deck with Madness, tempo, kind of like
Control.
tempo, a little bit of a splash of control with Mono Blue Terror, solid mid-range decks with John Midrange and the splash of Grixis Affinity, and then this graveyard combo deck with the Spy combo. We have this like really 4 distinct, major, very powerful things to do.
And there are tons of options underneath even that are that are great.
For the most part, I would say like mono red and mono blue terror have the least amount of flexibility, and even then with terror you can say like, yeah, people are debating on like Videlvers or Delverless, and then how many 4 spikes do you even play 4 spikes, so there's still like you have choices to make in deck construction.
Most of the mono red Madness differences is are you playing more Cast in the Fires or Relics in your board? It's all sideboard stuff.
The
Searing
biggest change I
Blazes.
see in the main board is this list is playing 4 Faithless Looting, this list is playing 3 Faithless Looting.
Or 3 Fire Blasts and 1 Mask Meower or whatever.
I think my list that I played yesterday was playing a single copy of Demand Answers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like,
One
oh,
more.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Just another draw to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but with these, like the mid-range Jun Grixis, there's a lot of interchangeability there. You can pick which suite of removal and flexibility spells. Those decks are pretty flexible, like we've said. Like I previously mentioned, there's points where Jun just is playing like 1 card Clan Shaman sometimes and like no Tox Analysis, and they just have them on the board to bring in when it's less creature heavy. But like I said, like this meta's pretty creature heavy, so they're playing those, and Vidresses are on the sideboard. But man, a spy deck, it looks so flexible.
Yeah.
I ordered cards for it, and I just ordered more cards than needed.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I don't even know what.
That's what I do when I rent decks on Card Hoarder. I'll be like, I might want to mess around with this. And so my rental order is always like a few cards beyond the 75.
That's why I always tend to, like when I go buy cards and stuff, I tend to look at just every imaginable list for whatever deck.
Place out of this, place out of this.
And I just
place
try to
out of
buy
this.
cards I don't own already,
same.
too. Like, I bought Envelop, so I'm like, I'm not planning on playing Terror anytime soon.
But you just have them. That's the same for me. Most of my stuff at this
That's
point
good
is
to
just,
know.
it's
I
just
don't
me
have
buying. I just buy cards to have them just in case, like either myself, I want to play them at some point, or if somebody else wants to play them. But yeah, it's just nice to have.
You know what's
everything.
hilarious? I lost my Fairy Macabres, and like just no clue where they were.
Yeah.
Bought 4 more. They're expensive.
They are kind of
for Pauper.
expensive.
They're like $6, $8
Couple bucks a piece, yeah.
Jesus.
They're like $6. They're expensive.
Yeah.
And
And then you found them.
yeah, immediately found them.
Of course you did.
Yeah. So
Sounds about right. I've done
That's how that works.
I've done that.
Yeah.
damn right. So now I own, but I think I only own 2 of them. So now I own 6 of them. Woo.
Nice. That's 4 more than I own.
Oh, you need to borrow some.
Well, I don't know. I think I only play decks that only play decks that play 2 in the board right now. I don't know. At least that's my board for Mono Red Madness, because I'm insane and I have Campfire in my board. So
And it's getting a sick reprint in this Lorwyn set too.
the Macabre, yeah.
And for those who don't know, it's
And the Slippery Boggle.
1 black for a 2/2 flyer, but discard Fairy Macabre, remove up to 2 target cards in the graveyard from the game. So this is really, really good against Spy, because if they're going for the combo and you blink it and they just have no way, they don't have another freaking Dread Return, or even actually you hit the other Dread Return with the Lotleth Giant.
You can, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's really disgusting.
You can do all sorts of stuff. I think Fairy Macabre is one of the cool stories from the last year, where it's been around for a long time and has popped up in sideboards from time to time, but really having an axis where Spy is one of those decks similar to Broodscale, where if you're gonna combat it, you don't want to be leaving up mana every turn. That's why Snuff Out was seeing so much play, because it's a 0 mana answer to the Broodscale. And so now we have Fairy Macabre being a 0 mana answer to Spy, because you can't afford to hold your whole plan back against a deck that fast.
I had to tell Andy today. I said, he's like, I guess I got to come up with a deck. I was like, don't play Snuff Out. I know you love that card. Do not play that card right now.
But it only costs 2 mana to kill terror. Play Snuff Out.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's like a 6-card hand against madness.
And it's cool. There's that fun back and forth because Spy is playing Mesmeric Fiend. So that's the 1 in the black 1/1. Look at their hand and then eat something with it. So there's that whole fun game
Until
where
it leaves.
Yeah, they're trying
when
to.
it leaves. It's a different trigger when it leaves. Which
So they
other
can
decks take advantage of.
If they can see if you have a Fairy Macabre in your hand and eat it, and then if you don't have any other way to interact, then they're free to combo, and then they're playing some number of Mass Vandals to like if you have a relic on board to blow up the relic. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's cool.
A lot of
definitely.
different tools, and that's one of the things that I really like. What you're saying about the Jund decks too. There's a lot of customization. What are some decks below those like top 4 to 5 decks that y'all think are either
Gates.
just like in a really
Gates. I think Gates is very, very, very good.
I thought you were making
Gates
a Naya game.
in any
Gates. I think Gates is very good.
Yeah.
It's very strong. I mean, it's just like
just in any combination, or like specifically
like
blue white Coggates.
The like Coggates. Deck.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just like does as a really good game plan across the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like it does. It gives a game plan for each stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, turn 1 is me. Like either I'm gonna set up against like the mono red deck with like my Sacred Cat or an Outlaw Medic in the first couple turns, or maybe I have like a counter spell.
Has a lot of tools for
Has
Spy.
a lot of tools for Spy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the Raven Charge counter spells,
Prismatic Strands.
and tons of answers for them. Also just gets to play Lore. It's a Lore Reveal deck, so it gets that luxury. It also just casts Lore Reveal like quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Juicing up with 3 cards in that deck feels real good. It's a Modern Age deck, so you get that luxury as well. The Gates package is very powerful, Cameron. You've gone ad nauseum on how good it is.
Anytime you get to have a major part of your deck be in your
land base.
land slots, it feels free. It's not technically free. Like it's a cost to play that many tap lands. Once you're there.
And once you get the foot up, you just turning anything into a threat, and then they don't have unlimited time, and you play a lot of evasive creatures. Guardian of the Gilcat can just steal so many games. Like I've won countless games from just Guardian of the Gilpack blanking my opponent's deck.
Yeah.
This deck is also, it can let, if you don't have a counterspell, it can possibly let Gutter Snipe resolve, and you can have a Prismatic Strands with Gutter Snipe on the stack, and then you can Thraben Charm the Gutter Snipe, and then they can't do any damage to you with their Gutter Snipe. So even then, because we talk about the pressure with Gutter Snipe of, well, the decks are just playing it and then killing you immediately. Like they're not untapping with it a lot of the times. They're just bop, 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 and or maybe not even killing, maybe putting you to 8 or whatever, and then just getting there with whatever rest. But you're able to strands against that with it on the stack, which is cool. Deck I haven't played in a minute too. I haven't Sleep Up Cobblades in a long time.
That's high on my list. I think Gardens is another one's very high on my list. I think that deck is still very good and still doing things that are hard for people to deal with.
Yep.
Like Crypt Rats is still good.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part of that deck.
I think
the best part about any Crypt Rats deck is Crypt Rats.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's the card's
awesome. Like
it's
any deck
cool
that card is in is just like it's probably the best card in the deck.
That card's so cool.
It's very cool. Love that card.
I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the Tolarian Terror stepchildren.
Oh, like blue, red, blue, black, and stuff like that.
Sure.
Blue black.
Bant. Yes.
Banter. Yes,
of course.
Banter. The blue black has some cool technology with what's that avatar card
Abandoned
called?
Attachments.
Yes.
Yeah, so they can play snackers now too. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Not every blue black list is doing that too. Some are playing 4 Snuff Out, 4 Cast Down, and then 4 Anglers and 4 Terrors, and they're just killing whatever you do and swinging in with some big stupid idiot on the backside of it, and having the 4 counterspell backups, and then the Scred deck has efficient removal and Scred. Yeah. So just a 1 mana kill spell in that way. So be remiss if we didn't mention those. We see those pop up occasionally.
Yeah, they do.
They're clunkier than Mono Blue Terror, that's for sure, but they can kill something that resolves on the board, where Mono Blue Terror can sometimes get
much harder time.
It can get gummed up by 2 Writhing Chrysalis if you don't have the counter spells.
But then having Scred is a nice clean answer to most things. Like is really cool. Having a good board wipe in your main deck with the breath weapons, usually breath weapon, is nice.
I've been a big fan of Molten Gatekeeper for quite some time. That's 2 and a red for an artifact creature. It's from Modern Horizons 3. It's a 2/3. It also has Unearth for single reds. You can get it out of the graveyard for a turn temporarily. But its ability, it's got a triggered ability. This is whenever another creature you control enters, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So it's a really nice way to just like slowly ping people down. There are some lists going around that are like green-red tokens, like Writhing Chrysalis, Impact Tremors, which is an enchantment that has the same effect that deals damage.
You just picked up that.
Make a bunch of tokens and stuff like that. I did just pick up some Impact Tremors, yeah. So I'm going to be playing around with that. But Molten Gatekeeper has been slotting into the dredge decks pretty consistently, as well as a couple of the other like cat food type combo decks that are popping off. Like there's a new one with Ashnod's Altar that has popped up recently. Kalikai's did a video on it. Our friend Michael Full, who we mentioned before, alum of the pod, champion of the first Common Ground Cup.
Yeah, I was going to say alum of the Common Ground Cup. Wait a minute.
Alum of the Common Ground Trophy.
Yeah, alum
of the trophy.
I mean, there's only 2 of them so far. Yeah. So
we should order that tonight.
Exclusive
yeah,
club.
we should actually.
We should order it.
Yeah, we should do that.
If not, we'll have to go get one.
Yeah.
Like we don't do it like now.
Well, it'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
They ship pretty quick.
Yeah, but
we're pretty last minute about it last time too.
Yeah, the dredge list that Marzaboy won the RC Super Qualifier on Magic Online back on the 28th. There was like 263 players, I think.
Yeah,
it's basically the shell is your stock classic dredge list of like green with a little bit of black, a little bit of red. But it's splash. It has these gold lands like holdout settlement,
and in survivors encampment.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Encampment.
Yeah, I'll include the list in the show notes. Super sick. So these are lands that tap for colorless on their own, or if you tap them and tap a creature you control, they can tap for any color. And so the dredge lists, famously are putting like Satyr Wayfinders and now Town Greeters and stuff, just scrapwork mucks, just a bunch of cheap
idiots,
little guys into play. So you have plenty of dudes to tap for these to splash for colors. So this list is also playing Colony Garden, so you have some more tokens. And ultimately, it is a mill your graveyard, dread return, a Lotleth Giant for a bunch of damage sort of deck. But it also, because of these lands that help you tap for any color of mana, it's also splashing Momentary Blink, which is an instant for 1 white that blinks one of your creatures, exile it, and immediately return it. And it has flashback for 3 and a blue. So when you're milling a bunch of cards, it can end up in the graveyard, and you have access to it down the line as well. So you can, with not as fully stocked of a graveyard as you would need previously, you can dread return back your Lotleth Giant and blink it with Momentary Blink and get 2 triggers in the same turn. Maybe if you've got a Molten Gatekeeper in play, then that's a couple extra points of damage, and it can add up pretty quick. I'm in a league right now with the deck. I just started it, but I'm still kind of have my training wheels on a little bit. I haven't played a ton of the Pauper dredge deck, so I'm learning some things in real time. But it's very fun, very powerful.
It is very powerful.
And I also just love how the dredge decks or decks that are using their graveyard like this get to play sideboard cards like Ancient Grudge, which because it has flashback, destroy an artifact, Ray of Revelation, Knot of the Bone. Yeah. It's a big one for gaining life. Based on how many creatures are in your yard. Coffin Purge was one that I thought was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It's just single black. It's single black instant and also single black to flashback that just exiles a card from a graveyard. Yep. So just more anti-spy tech. And I think that decks like this have, like the dredge list they have more openings when the graveyard deck that the metagame is focused on is more resilient to the artifact hate. Like not like Nile Spellbomb and Relic of Progenitus, like that can still slow down the spy combo deck, but it has an easier time fighting through that with things like Masked Vandal, or just like playing the mid-range game with like Avenging Hunters and Generous Sense and stuff. Whereas Fairy Macabre is very good against spy, at least in holding that stuff back, and then you can kind of deal with the other stuff. But Fairy Macabre, just like, yeah, it can get your Lotleth Giant, but
you're playing 4
of them in this deck, and there's a lot of other stuff going on.
And you won't lose the game from milling the next turn, hopefully.
Right, yeah, hopefully, yeah. You're not milling your entire deck and then lose to drawing on an empty library potentially. So.
I have not done that yet when I've played Dredge.
I got down to single digits cards in my game this morning, but I also missed lethal on a turn, but my opponent was very gracious. Shout out to Teasdale.
You missed lethal and they conceded? Or?
Well, I had the game anyway a couple turns later, but it was like, you had that a couple turns ago. I was like, what? He's like, I was at 6 and you could have just dread returned a lot with Shine. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, just super I was super tunnel visioned on my clock being super low, so I was like, but also I was like kind of playing around and open mana and a card in hand with Thraben Charm, so because I got by Thraben Charm in game 2. But anywho, yeah, these decks are super fun. Molten Gatekeeper is very cool. Cauldron Familiar, the cat, very cool. Single black mana, 1/1. When it enters, you gain a life, your opponent loses a life, and you can sacrifice a food to bring it back from your graveyard directly to play. Which is very, very cool with this new deck with Ashnod's Altar, where you sack the cat to get some mana, then you use the mana to cast some more food like Lembas or Nutrient Block or Golden Egg. Golden Egg then fixes you, so you eventually get Molten Gatekeeper, and then you churn through more cats, and eventually you get to a Mirror Retriever loop where you're just looping 2 Mirror Retrievers back and forth with the Ashnod's Altar, and then Gatekeeper just deals them damage to win the game, and very, very cool. Yeah, there's lots of really cool innovation going on in this space, kind of to the side of spy graveyard stuff.
We've seen some Pestilence stuff pop up.
Yeah, the
like
Pestilence stuff is also pretty cool. Yeah.
That's more Gardens adjacent, though. I would say.
Yeah, somewhere in between there for sure.
There's a lot of food innovation going on, which is really really cool.
I would love to see something with. I know some people tried the thing early on with like Breathless Night as well.
Yeah,
with like carrot cake. I think carrot cake is a cool food to play around with.
So
Dustin, the mana requirements are
Dustin
weird.
played against somebody up when we were in Louisville. That was playing a Breathless Night deck, and he's like, that deck seems really, really cool. It has lots of room for stuff to go on and ways to build it and all sorts of stuff. And he's like, he's like, I'm excited, or I would be excited to see if it does anything else.
Yeah. I would think a good Breathless Night deck would need to have a good Writhing Chrysalis plan. Because, like, your Breathless Night, like, it's a 3/3 flying lifelink. I mean, ideally, a couple more things get reanimated, and then it's a 5/5, and then you're fine.
You just outgrow the Writhing Chrysalis.
Right, you can. But I think in my mind, that's the thing holding Breathless Night back, as well as, being hated from the graveyard. And it being, it's 1 mana if you unearth it.
Oh, good point. Duh.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying.
Have you met me?
Recommission as well.
Yeah, Recommission is very cool.
Puts a plus on counter.
Yeah, that reminds me of that weird deck that Wills I played against. It was
the one like single
4. It's like 4 color Trinket Mage,
Breathless Night.
Yes, I do remember
Unearth, Faithless Looting.
Yes,
Trinket Mage, grab Ginger Brew. It was a pile of cards.
I 2-3'd a league with that last summer, and then decided not to make content out of the video.
Oh no. Is there any other decks y'all want to touch upon before we're on there? I feel like Elves is also a kind of a...
yes, actually, there was one we did miss that I think we would be remiss.
Elves has been doing really well recently, too.
Elves is a strong contender. I think it's actually one of the decks that's like probably the most underrated currently.
It plays a great mana engine.
Yes.
Again, with the Lead the Stampedes and Winding Ways, and you have 1 million mana, and so it's kind of just like the backup plan. It's just the backup plan of
the spy deck.
But way more efficient with your... Because
you're actually playing you're taking for good use of Priest of Titania. You're playing like the Hooded, like you're playing like Nyxborn Hydras. And
exactly. Your Nyxborn Hydras and your Vigil Hunters are basically what you're trying to ramp into. And then Timberwatch Elf is a hell of a card, the Pump Elf.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the other deck that I think should be on the table to be mentioned is Rally Red.
Oh, yeah.
Also doing very well.
It has been very well. It's good into the Madness deck.
Yeah.
It's faster than them.
Way faster. It's definitely more glass canny than them.
It is.
So they kind of live by the sword, die by the sword.
Mm-hmm.
You're very vulnerable to a In the Festivities or any sweeper can really just set you back by ages. And you lost your Bushwhack power, not your Bushwhack power, but your Kadoltha Rebirth power of just blah-ing people. But you kind of have some of that back in Burning Tree Rally. And then,
I would argue that Mono Red Madness is faster on average, but in the head-to-head, I think the Rally deck has the advantage because the Madness deck just has such a hard time keeping up with that much pressure on the board.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because if you think about
it's close.
Their turn 1s and turn 2s, it's like what's Madness doing on turn 1, 2, and 3 versus Rally is attacking you on turn 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
And so I feel like versus a combo deck, I think the Rally deck could get them dead faster.
I think it's a matter if you want to burst damage on 2 to 3 and then see what happens with Rally versus almost barring anything weird going, almost guarantee a win on 4 or 5 almost every game.
Yeah.
With Madness.
Yeah. That is true.
Which is like big hyperbole. There's all sorts of different things that could go either way in that sentence. But that's just kind of how I feel. But it is easier. But it's still a very good deck.
But it's easier to interact with the rally deck.
Yeah, in a traditional sense.
Yes.
Yeah, sweepers.
The life gain actually matters more. Is
stronger
against the rally deck.
Yes, because they don't have as much instant burn to play around.
Like a Dawnbringer Cleric or God Theros Faithful, like putting
incidental life gain on the table.
A 1/2 and play against them.
Yeah,
like
blocker,
the green 1/2 that gains 2 life.
V2 Ghazi, whatever.
It's like, oh man, that gains
card.
life.
Oh,
and can trade with a creature.
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah, the 1/3.
Yeah. So there's a lot more. Yeah, it is a 1/3.
Well, that thing is the 1 mana one is a 1/2.
Oh, okay.
3, yeah.
Cool.
Talking about the Healer of the Glade.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So more, like you said, more traditional sense. It's easier to interact with, and more decks have more tools against it versus the Madness deck, where it's harder to interact with.
Yeah. Cool.
Another one that's been cropping up recently that is kind of something to keep an eye on is the mono white heroic deck.
Very, very cool deck.
The deck is sweet.
I have the deck now, -1 Spirit Link and all the protection auras.
Got you covered.
And I guess the provoke guy.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
But no, that deck is very cool. It does just kill people really quickly. It's one of the decks that yes, it's basically Boggles. Like, people have been like, well, you don't like Boggles. Why do you like this deck? I don't know, dude. I like Heroic. I've been playing Heroic since I started playing Magic. Get off my please.
I don't know. I've said it before, but I think the mono white Heroic deck to me feels more like modern Boggles than Pauper Boggles does. For whatever reason, it just does for me. I don't know why.
I don't know. That deck is cool. Like I say, it can kill people on no X. So deck has been doing some really good work with that one. I think the current list is like maxed out on all of the Laguna Band Trailblazers, the Akro and Skyguard, and the
2 mana Spider-Man one.
The Armadillo.
Yeah.
The other one. Mm-hmm. And then like 1 copy of Sacred Cat. It's pretty sweet.
That is kind of cool. We like a sacred cat in this house.
We do have sacred cats in this house. We have a sacred cat.
There's a sacred cat napping on the couch right between you.
The innovation with the Bantera decks are pretty cool too.
The Bantera.
Being able to.
I mean, you guys saw that wild list with Battle Screech, right? That guy was off his rocker, right?
Yeah, with like no white creatures.
Insane. I don't know about that.
Meanwhile, there were some sensible people just trying to cast or flashback moments pieces. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
I would love to put together like a Rally at the Hornburg Battle Screech deck, because Rally at the Hornburg makes 2 white tokens.
Just play.
Like, does it really?
Yeah, just like Seeker of the Way, Rafine's Informant.
Just play it in a bully shell.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
Looting. Yeah.
Like bully would be great.
Looting, bully. Yeah, you get to. Yeah, I think that would be.
Sky or Battle Screech and Rally the Peasants.
Yeah, Rally the Peasants would be sweet. I saw a Dredge list that was playing. They had their Dread Returns and Lotless Giants in the board, and it was just like all like a bunch of cheap creatures. It was like Basking Rootwalla to Madness for Zero, Sneaky Snackers, Molten Gatekeepers, Epicures, the Mass Meower, just a bunch of really cheap stuff. And its primary game plan was to just rally the peasants. You just like dredge a bunch of stuff with like Stinkweed Imp, and then eventually you hit a Rally the Peasants. You've got just a bunch of little guys on board, and you just swing.
That is so freaking weird.
Yeah, but it gets around people trying to stop your Dread Return Lotless Giant, and then if you're not playing,
just hit your Rally the Peasants.
Right, but then you just keep doing your stuff.
Keep swinging.
Just keep swinging. You're just attacking. You're just turning your creatures sideways.
It's so funny to like weaken your plan A to make your plan B better, or like I'm better against Graveyard Hate. Yeah, but it's game 1.
It's true.
Just do it game 1.
It's a good point.
I know you'll see like Joe Wildfire's list with like 4 Nihil Spellbomb. Yeah. Just saw one that 5-0'd a league. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think my last I played was playing 3.
And mine has the version I've sleeved up. It plays 3.
3 and 1 Fountain.
Yeah.
I think is the list I have.
Good card, good.
Good card, good.
Do y'all have any predictions for 2026? I know it's fraught with so much uncertainty.
Yeah, I just want to like beat. Oh wait, like meta-wise or?
Yeah, I mean no. I mean you could say anything. It could be anything popular. I mean, for me personally, like I hope to. I'm gonna focus some energy this year about getting my body a little stronger. I feel like I've laxed a little in the last year on that. And get some more exercise in, which is like the classic thing everyone says, but it's like number 5 on my like 5 things that I picked out.
Number 5.
Number 2 is more work on the podcast.
Hi, welcome to Mojo.
Burger King foot lettuce.
I've seen that pop up now on my socials.
Yeah,
I
see
so a kind you, by the way.
Just to culture you a little bit.
But no, like, what are about Pauper more in generally? Like, I'm not super psyched for how many sets there are this year and how much of them are UB, but I hope we get, a couple cards per set, like maybe nothing crazy, but
I would like some, like, I think this would be a good time for something to kind of just maybe push the waters a little bit.
We having our annual every 3 weeks UB talk real quick.
Annual every 3 weeks.
I am a wordsmith.
Rhyme.
Yeah. I had somebody when I worked at Sapa. I actually went to school with him. He was my lead man for a bit. He came up to me. He's just shaking his head. He's like, dude, you're the dumbest smart person I know. And I'm like, thanks? Question mark?
Thanks.
But I get him because I'm one of those people. You got to explain it to me a few times, but like once I got it, I got it.
Yeah.
But that completely. I don't know what reminded me of that, but we were having this conversation before we turned on the microphones. But Lorwyn, beautiful looking set so far. Oh my god, gorgeous! But all the commons those were leaked. We're not going to talk about them right now. We'll talk about them when they release. But we're just going to talk about the playability of those, and we're like, okay, maybe even if there's no Pauper playability cards in Lorwyn, if they're making 7 sets a year. I'm okay with half of the sets having like 0 Pauper playables. As crappy as that sounds, because Boiler Season's fun and it's fun to look at the commons, and there will be some stuff I'm sure we miss inevitably that ends up popping up somewhere. And but I'd rather the misses for Pauper be in Star Trek and not Lorwyn, because Lorwyn's actually Magic IP and really beautiful. The art is gorgeous so far, and I don't know, everybody has their own opinion, but I'm sure that's not a super hot take to say I'd rather the Magic IP sets impact our beloved format more than Star Trek. And
I'm with you, with the one exception that I'm still hoping, fingers crossed, that the Hobbit set is like something like a Modern Horizons, similar to how the Lord of the Rings set was, and that we get a little bit of extra juice to the commons there. That would be kind of nice, which is more so for like the Modern Horizons level of complexity, more so than that it's UB. Of course, I'm biased where like I don't mind the Lord of the Rings cards. Like if it were up to me, and we've talked about this a bunch of times, but if there were no UB, I think that would overall I would be a little happier about that. But I'm kind of a boomer. We are where we are at this point. But I'm cool with the Lord of the Rings stuff. So I think those cards are great. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it.
I'm happy with you getting into it.
No, I mean, it's just, I think having finished Avatar post Avatar release, the show.
Okay.
Like, yeah, we're a few episodes into Legend of Korra now, and really enjoying it so far.
Korra.
Really enjoying it so far.
She will piss you off.
Oh, she already has.
She's dead useless.
Yeah, she already has.
She like doesn't win a fight till like season 4.
Jesus, it's ridiculous. She just makes bad decisions.
Yeah, and she just gets her crap beaten constantly.
Yeah, great, wonderful. Glad we're in for 3 more seasons of this.
Yeah, it's a good show though.
Yeah, no, we're enjoying it. But really, really enjoyed Avatar, my partner and I, and it was really cool then to go back to look through some of the cards and be like, oh, I know who this is now. Oh, wow. Like when like the team, like people, the design team they're generally very good at designing Magic cards to be flavorful. Like that is, you can make arguments about how much stuff gets tested for certain competitive environments or whatever. There's only so many people that they have working for them. They can only do so much. There's so many different formats in Magic. And Commander is most of it. So what I'm trying to say is, when it's a very biased thing for me, but I've really enjoyed the stuff that I have more of an attachment to, which is very natural. Final Fantasy, I think, being the exception, where I have no exposure to anything Final Fantasy, and I came around to kind of liking the vibe of the cards.
And that seemed to be the overall vibe of Final Fantasy too.
Yeah. And I think that was a lot of Magic players being surprised who Magic players who did not have any crossover with Final Fantasy, not realizing how big of a and similar vibe the Final Fantasy community has to the Magic community.
No, it's a cool world.
Yeah, I was listening to, there was this video that Prof and Heuristic Studies did last week, and Sam was saying this, how it was like, it's also like a 30 plus year franchise that has all these different versions, and there's all this discourse among their group about how many, what's actually Final Fantasy and what isn't, and that happens a lot in Magic. And so it actually ended up kind of being like kind of a really good crossover. And I think Avatar was a good crossover. People are like, do you actually know people who that UB has like brought people into the game? I'm like, I can think of 2 people that like got interested in Avatar cards simply because they got interested in Magic to an extent because they were Avatar cards. Like, we hung out with a friend of Hana's over our Christmas holiday break, and not to get too personal, but she went through a horrific breakup with someone who introduced her to Magic, and she's only come back to Magic because of Avatar, and so now is finding her own way with it, which is super cool. And she's got a new group to play with who are very wonderful, it sounds like.
She has to abandon attachments.
Yeah.
That's a terrible joke.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Aww. I love you, Chelsea.
She's not listening.
No, she might. I think she started from episode 1.
Oh God, I'm sorry, Chelsea. If you ever make it here, years down the line,
we love you. Anyway, no, that was a long ramble. Most of the things I've said before, we don't need to get that much more into, I guess, unless you guys have more things to say. But like,
really.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm less enthused that there's as much as there is this year. But I hope that it's done well when we see it, and I would like the Hobbit cards to be good.
Guess what?
What?
We're gonna cover every single one of them anyways.
We are.
Probably. Yeah. If there's hypothetically, if Star Trek, we just look at Star Trek and all the cards are just, we see 0 impact, do we just not do a set review?
Sure.
If we just don't feel like there's anything worth talking about, then actually that would be a great opportunity for another story time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like a set was like so bad.
If your set is so bad, it's like, I can't be bothered to talk about your cards. I'm gonna do story time instead.
Or just like don't care.
God, I hope that's not Lewin. I hope
no.
you have something to talk about for Lewin.
I don't know. Speaking of those leaks, I know I made a big deal about not talking about it, but I'm not feeling very confident
I haven't looked at
for
them.
next
That's
week.
sad. That makes me sad.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very confident.
I'm sure we could turn on mics and figure out how to talk for an hour.
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you end up with Blood Token as the most powerful artifact.
Well, no,
right?
somebody asked a question.
Yeah. No,
that's how you end up with
that's
that.
True. Yeah.
That's how you end up about making jokes about a stranger's breakup that you don't know.
Yes.
Send us like Dear Chelsea questions or Dear Abby. Was it Dear Abby?
It's Dear Abby. Yeah.
Chelsea was your friend.
We can call it Dear Chelsea.
Send us Dear Abby questions to listen to. Give us your problems and we'll be your therapist. Oh God. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you got any comments, questions, concerns, if you want life advice from us, you can send those questions.
I've got all the wisdom for you.
Oh, we do. We have experiences combined. We are Voltron. You can send those questions, concerns to commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com. That'll be in the description, as well as our Discord. If you want to join there, we have a mailbag tab. You can join the conversations. You can argue about if you think the meta is solved or not, and you can argue about what words mean so we can get to the conversation. No, that was a fun one. That wasn't an argument. I felt like that was just a fun conversation. If you know, you know. Go join the Discord so you can be in the know. Yeah. I get the life advice questions. You probably want to send those to the email though, so it's not in the public Discord.
I don't know. If you don't have anything to hide, then
yeah, that's true. That's true.
You should start a channel called Dear Chelsea.
Oh God, Dear Chelsea is so funny. Sign up for Common Ground Cup 3.
Yeah,
that's
sign
in the
up.
description below.
Yeah, we got a number of signups, but it would be great to see more in there. So if you're planning on coming, don't be afraid to sign up soon. Yeah,
get in there
because we're looking where we could very well cap the event, so you don't want to miss out if you're planning on playing.
Yeah, I want to cap this event too, so then we could be like, Steven, we should rent a different venue. Maybe we can get more and more people coming through every time. That'd be cool. That's the plan to grow this thing.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
We can only do it with your help.
Yeah.
Y'all make the event what it is. Really, you really do.
Faux show.
Oh, dude, this is completely not off topic.
Wonderful.
It's when I do this all the time where I'll get back from the conversation from 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about goals, I saw a pretty cheesy TikTok, but this guy was talking about how when he was a kid, he said he used to create a lot. He used to play with Legos. He used to draw all the time. He used to make things. He used to film stuff a lot. He used to just create. And now he just constantly consumes other people's creations, which was kind of interesting. He's like, this year I really want to get back into creating more. Mm-hmm. And he feels like all he does is consume other people's creations. But you should still consume our creation of this podcast if you're listening. But
please consume our content.
But I'm like, it was kind of nice because I filmed the Pauper video of Austin, so even just doing any editing on that would be cool. And I don't know, just throwing up to see what y'all think and just getting back into like. Have you seen junk journals?
No.
It's kind of just like a scrapbook, but it's just crap glued.
Oh, yeah. One of my coworkers has been doing this.
It's cool.
Yeah, she loves it. Yeah.
And just more like abstract painting and crap. I've been wanting to do like abstract faces and layering with more like gluing on it. And
get creative. Make stuff. That's one of my things. That's number one on my goals list. I wrote a very loose goals list. I literally titled it Loose Goals. It's just like release some music, common ground stuff, more money, more gigs, stronger body.
Yeah.
that was my 5.
I got 1.
Yeah.
Get through the year.
Get through
the year.
Money and diamonds.
Diamonds.
No, that's a song lyric.
Mox diamonds.
That's a song lyric. Don't need them. Yeah. We won't get in the goals. I won't get into mine. Yeah, create more. There you go. I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to creating more this year.
Oh, God.
We'll create more with you boys.
That's right.
Yeah, sign up for our OnlyFans, Common Ground MT. OnlyFans.com/.
And that's all we have time for today, folks. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Only you and Hippo get unsolicited wiener pics.
I've got none.
That's good.
So then you're lying to us.
I am a liar.
You are.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, so am I.
I can change that. I can send you mine.
No.